Hearty welcome to one and all to today's session of physics. Today we are discussing more on electric field. In the previous session we already discussed what is meant by electric field and what is the expression for electric field due to a point charge, etc. Now we are going to discuss the electric field due to a system of charges. So what do you mean by system of charges? System of charges means more than one charge is present in that system. So you have charges like Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, and you have a point A. At that point A, we want to find the electric field. So that's what we mean by electric field due to a system of charges. So due to these three charges, what is the electric field at the point A? That's what we are going to find. So this concept is similar to the concept what we discussed as in Coulomb force we discussed superposition principle. The same superposition principle we can use here also. That means the field at a point A due to a system of charges, it is equal to the vector sum of electric field due to individual charges. That means at the point A, Q1 will be producing an electric field, Q2 will be producing an electric field, and Q3 also will be producing an electric field. And the net electric field at the point A will be equal to the vector sum of electric fields due to Q1, Q2 and Q3. Let's see how it comes in the diagram. So we assume that Q1, Q2, Q3 all are positive charges and the electric field due to positive charge, it is radially outward. So the field due to Q1 at the point A, it will be acting along this line and this is the direction of that electric field. Let it be E1. Likewise, due to Q3, the field will be along this direction. Let's call that electric field as E3. And due to Q2, the electric field will be along this direction and the electric field is E2. And the net electric field, E net, it is equal to vector sum of electric fields due to individual charges. That's what we mean by what electric field due to system of charges. So the concept is similar to that superposition principle, or what we are applying here is superposition principle itself. Okay, net field at a point due to a system of charges will be equal to electric field. That means vector sum of electric fields due to individual charges. That's what the total electric field is. So if we write the equations, so these distances, let's call them as R1A, this as R2A and this as R3A. Okay, so our expression for net electric field will be equal to, where E net is equal to E1. E1 will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 divided by R1A square into R1A cap, where R1A cap is the unit vector, plus second term will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q2 divided by R2A square into R2A cap, where R2A cap is the unit vector, and the last term, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q3 divided by R3A, the whole means R3A square into R3A cap, where R3A cap is the unit vector. So final expression we can simplify and write E net is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q1 by R1A square into R1A cap plus Q2 by R2A square into R2A cap plus Q3 divided by R3A square into R3A cap. So like this the equation comes, and this equation can be extended to n terms. Whatever be the number of charges involved, you can extend up to that many charges. Okay, so this is the case with electric field due to system of charges. Now we move on to two problems, one example question and one exercise question. So example 1.9 is 2 point charges Q1 and Q2 of magnitude 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb and minus 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb respectively are placed 0.1 meter apart. Calculate electric fields at the points A and B as shown in figure. A, B and C. A, B and C as shown in figure. So this is the question. So the thing is this, equal charges are there and the charges are of value that is 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb. So it can be one charges plus and other charges minus. So according to positive charge or negative charge, the field at a point will have different direction. That's what. So what we need to find is, find the field at A, B and C. So let's find the electric field at the point A. So actually A is the midpoint of the line joining the two charges. So this distance is 0.05 meter and this distance also is 0.05 meter. So at A, okay, at A the field will be produced by both the charges. That means this positive charge and negative charge will be producing the field at A. The direction of field by positive charge will be radially outward, that means in this direction. So I am writing it as E plus. So E plus will be in this direction and E minus. So E plus is away, that means outward, and E minus is in the same direction because field due to a negative charge is towards the charge. So E minus also in the same direction. So in this case, both at A, both E plus and E minus are in the same direction. So the thing is this, it is very easy to add them because since they are in the same direction, it's enough to add their magnitude. So we have to find E plus and E minus, their magnitude. So these we represent as vectors. Now let's see what is E plus, magnitude of E plus. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Q it is 10 raised to minus 8 divided by r square. The distance is 0.05 square. This is the magnitude of E plus. So when we calculate this, 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by, it is the same as 5 into 10 raised to minus 2. So square means 25 into 10 raised to minus 4. So 1 by 25, so it becomes some 3.6 into 10 to the power, so it is 10 to the power minus 4, 10 raised to 5, 10 raised to minus 3, 3.6 into 10 raised to, not minus 3, 10 raised to, when we check it is plus 10 raised to plus 4 Newton per coulomb. The field due to positive charge, it is 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. Similarly, if we find the field due to negative charge, magnitude of field due to negative charge, will get the same because same amount of charge and same distance, and that also comes out to be 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. So the magnitude of total field at A, that is EA, has the magnitude twice this, that means 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 plus 3.6 into 10 raised to 4. So it will be 7.2 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. So this is the answer to the first part. That means at the point A, the field is given by 7.2 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb and its direction is in this direction. That means it is towards the negative charge, or we can write in terms of B and A. So it is in the direction BA. Direction it is BA. In the direction B to A, the electric field is produced. That means total electric field is. Now coming to the point B. At the point B, let's see what is the electric field. So this is the procedure. We have to find the field due to each charge, then add vectorially. You need to take vector sum. So here at the point B, due to the positive charge, the electric field will be acting. That means away. That means out of the charge in this direction. So E plus is in this direction. Now due to this negative charge, the field will be acting in the opposite direction. That means towards the negative charge, that is E minus. So here E plus and E minus are in opposite directions. So we can find the magnitudes and just subtract. That's enough. So when the vectors are acting along same line, no, whether it is in same direction or opposite direction, it is very easy to add them. So in this case, what we need to do is find which one is more in magnitude, then accordingly you subtract. That's it. So what is E plus? E plus is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Here Q is 10 raised to minus 8. E plus, that means due to this charge to the point B, the distance is 0.05. So 0.05 whole square. So it is the same as we got earlier, that is 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 0.05 square. You will get the answer to be 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb. Now let's find what is E minus at the point. We are finding at the point B, at B. So at B, what it is? So what makes the difference is distance from the negative charge is different. Now this is 0.1, then additional distance 0.05 is there. So the distance becomes 0.15. That is the difference here. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 10 raised to minus 8 in divided by 1.05. Sorry, not 1.05, 0.15. 0.15 the whole square, that will be. So 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 0.15 square. So when we calculate this, we will get it to be 4 into 10 raised to 3. So this is 4 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per Coulomb. So E plus is 3.6 into 10 raised to 4. E minus is 4 into 10 raised to 3. So which one is bigger? This is bigger. E plus is bigger. So net field will be in which direction? In the direction of E plus. Net electric field at the point B will be in the direction of E plus. So the net field at the point B is 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 minus 4 into 10 raised to 3. So it can be written as 3.6 into 10 raised to 4 minus 0.4 into 10 raised to 4. So we'll get it to be 3.2 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb. And its direction is in this direction. That means in the direction of E plus, and that direction is the same as A to B. So that is the field at the point B. Now we will discuss the field at the point C. So at the point C also we need to find the field due to positive charge and negative charge. So here due to positive charge, it is acting along this direction. So E plus is in this direction. And due to negative charge, it is towards the negative charge. So it is in this direction. E plus and E minus are given like this, or we will get it to be like this. Now what is the resultant of these two? That's what we need to find. So here we need to apply parallelogram law of vector addition, because the two vectors, they are not in same direction or in opposite direction. They are inclined at an angle. So here we need to either use parallelogram law of vector addition, or by resolving by the method of vector resolution also, here we can find the answer. So first let's see what about E plus and E minus. What about their magnitude? E plus is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by, here the distance comes to be 0.1. So 0.1 square. So it is 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 10 raised to minus 8 divided by 0.01. So it comes 9 into 10 raised to, here 10 raised to minus 2. So 10 raised to minus 6, then 10 raised to 3. So 9 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per Coulomb will be E plus. Now E minus, what about E minus? E minus also will be same because the same charge and same distance. So E minus also will be the same, 9 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per Coulomb. So both are same. Now they are not in same direction or in opposite direction. They are making an angle like this. We don't know what it is. So it's not so easy to apply parallelogram law of vector addition here. Other hand, we will find or you can apply parallelogram law itself. So the thing is this, here what we need to find is the angle between the two vectors. So if we draw a line like this, that means if we complete the parallelogram and if we draw the diagonal, you will get the diagonal like this. That diagonal represents the resultant. So actually that diagonal will be parallel to this. So the thing is this, since this is a equilateral triangle, this angle, that means this angle will be 60 and this angle also will be 60. And this angle also will come out to be 60. So both the angles are 60. So actually the angle between E plus and E minus will be 120 degree. So the direction is in this direction. Direction of the net electric field is in this direction, and magnitude we can find using parallelogram law. So the parallelogram law, in the parallelogram law we will write E plus is equal to E minus is equal to E, since both are same. So EC is equal to root of E square plus E square plus 2E square cos 120. Like this we will get, because both it is actually root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. A and B are both E. Okay, then angle between them is 120 degree. So when we simplify this, you will get it as 2E square plus 2E square into cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. So we will get it as 2E square into 1 by 2, it is E square. 2E square minus E square, it is E square. Root of E square is E. So the thing is this, the resultant of both that E plus and E minus at C, you will get it to be E itself, that is 9 into 10 raised to 3. And the direction is from, direction of the net electric field at the point C is from B to A. Direction is from B to A. At the point C, the resultant electric field EC is equal to E, that is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per Coulomb. That is the net electric field. Okay, and the direction is from B to A. So we have completed the discussion on the field at A, B and C. Now one question from exercises, that is question 8. The question is, the 2-point charges QA equal to 3 microcoulomb and QB equal to minus 3 microcoulomb are located 20 centimeter apart in vacuum. What is the electric field at the midpoint O of the line AB joining the two charges? If a negative test charge of magnitude 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb is placed at the point, what is the force experienced by the test charge? So there are two questions to be done. Let's move to the first question. So 3 microcoulomb, minus 3 microcoulomb separated by a distance 20 centimeter, and we are asked to find the field at the point O, which is the midpoint of that line. So the distance will be 0.1 meter or 10 centimeter. So as we discussed in the previous case, we need to find the field at the point O due to the charge at A and due to the charge at B. Then add. See whether they are in same direction or opposite direction. So first let's find E plus. What is E plus? What is the direction of E plus? Since it is positive charge, it will be in this direction. E plus will be in this direction. and E minus will be towards the negative charge, so that also will be in the same direction. So both E plus and E minus are in the same direction. So it's enough to find their magnitudes and just add them, because since they are in the same direction, they will get added. So when we find E plus is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into charges 3 microcoulomb. So 3 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by that distance is 0.1. So 0.1 square. So 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 3 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 0.01. So it is 27 into 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 2. So it is 27 into 10 raised to 3 into 10 square. So it is 2.7 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb. Now we find E minus. E minus will be of same value, because here for both only the difference is in direction. Everything else is same. So you will get it as 2.7 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb. Now what is this? That means since both of them are in the same direction, the net electric field E net will be in the same direction. That means in the direction A to B, and the value will be 2.7 into 10 raised to 6 plus 2.7 into 10 raised to 6. That means 5.4 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb will be the net electric field at the point O. So that is the net electric field at the point O. So that is the answer to the first part of the question. Now coming to the second part, at the point O, one charge is kept, which is 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. So what is the force experienced by that charge? That's what we need to find. So from the previous session, we have the force experienced by a charge which is kept in an external electric field E is F is equal to QE. So in order to find the force, we need to multiply the charge with the net electric field. Net electric field is 5.4 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb, and its direction is from A to B. Since a positive charge is being kept, it's a positive charge. So no, sorry, it's a negative charge. So negative charge is kept. So it will experience a force in the direction opposite to the direction of electric field. This we have already discussed in the previous session. If the direction of electric field is given, the positive charge will experience a force in the direction of electric field, and a negative charge will experience a force in the opposite direction. So here the force is in the direction of force is from B to A. The direction of force is from B to A because the charge Q is negative. Okay, now let's find what is the magnitude of that force. It's very easy to find. Just multiply that charge, that is 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 with the force. Force is 5.4 into 10 raised to 6. So multiplying this, we'll have the answer, that is 8.1 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton. 8.1 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton, and in which direction? It is in the direction B to A. So along BA, the force is acting along BA. In this direction, the force is acting on the charge kept at that point O. So that is the answer to that question. So only this much for today. Thank you.